Hey y'all, today we're making some stuffed chicken breast in the air fryer. Okay, so if you have followed me for any length of time, you already know those chicken breasts have been rinsed. We don't have to have a discussion about it, but there it is. Okay, I'm also going to trim up my chicken breast. Now, if you don't trim your chicken, then obviously you can skip this step. But for me, I don't know what it is, like the last couple of months, every time I buy chicken, and it does not matter what store I buy it from, I've been finding bone still attached to my chicken breast. So I don't know, is anybody else having that problem? Or am I just lucky? Am I just lucky, y'all? But anyway, so I'm definitely going to be trimming up this chicken breast because I don't want all that extra, well, the bone that we've been getting as a bonus and all the gristle and fat. I just don't like it, so I trim mine up. So let me know, are y'all team trim your chicken breast or do you not worry with it? No judgment. I'm just curious how many do and how many don't, and what is your reason behind it if you do or you don't. Let's have a conversation down in the comments, y'all. But anyway, so what you're going to do is get your chicken breast all trimmed up if you're trimming. If not, then skip this step and we'll move on. But you're going to need 4 chicken breasts for this recipe, okay? Now, another thing I've been finding is look at the size difference in these chicken breasts. So this is obviously going to be something I'm going to need to pay attention to as I'm cooking these in the air fryer, because this little tiny chicken breast is going to get done a whole lot faster than that humongous chicken breast. So just keep that in mind if your chicken breasts are completely different sizes, okay? So what you're going to need to do now is butterfly these chicken breasts. Now, if you've never butterflied chicken, this is how you do it. You're going to lay your chicken breast down flat, and then you're going to put your hand flat down on top of it, and then you're going to take a sharp knife and you're just going to run it through there long ways. Just real easy. Take your time. It doesn't have to be done fast. You're just going to take it. I start at the meaty part up there because it's easier, and then just watch what you're doing. Be very careful not to cut yourself, and you're just going to cut it into, smaller pieces, but don't cut all the way through the chicken, okay? Because we're going to stuff these, so when you stuff these, especially with something like cheese, it's going to kind of squirt out, ooze out anyway. So if you cut all the way through your chicken breast, it's not going to be the end of the world, but you're going to get a lot more stuff because you're going to have it coming out both sides of your chicken. Does that make sense? So just try to be careful and not cut all the way through if you can help it. Now, if you do, because it's your first time or you're kind of new at it or whatever, it's not the end of the world. It'll be okay. And I don't know, I don't cook stuffed chicken breast a whole lot. Do y'all close y'all's together somehow? Because I was thinking, you know how you soak like skewers, like wooden skewers, if you're going to make, shish kebabs or whatever? Then I was thinking maybe you could soak toothpicks to use it for this. I don't know. Let me know if y'all have done that. Okay, so what you're going to need is some sun-dried tomato pesto. And the reason I'm doing 4 chicken breasts, well, there's a couple of reasons. One reason is that's all that will fit in my air fryer at one time. And I'm not trying to do this in batches. And then I have figured out, because I've made this several times, because this is a favorite. My son loves this stuff. So I've made it a bunch of times, and I have figured out that the little jar of pesto and the cheese that I get is the perfect amount for 4 chicken breasts, to stuff 4 chicken breasts. So I use that whole little jar. You can get that right at Walmart. I think it was like $3 or something. It's not expensive, y'all, and the flavor is phenomenal, okay? Plus, it's not like a pizza sauce that's going to be super runny. You know what I mean? This is like thick. It kind of holds together, so this doesn't really ooze out of your chicken. You know what I mean? So, okay, once you get your pesto down, spread that all over your chicken. And then you're going to take some pepperonis and put those on half of your chicken. And you can use as much or as little pepperoni as you want. I was just using up the rest of the bag. And like I said, my son likes these and he was eating with me. So he likes a lot of pepperoni. So I just loaded the darn things up with pepperoni. And you know what? It was good, y'all. But you could also use turkey pepperoni if you don't want to do regular pepperoni or trying to eat a tiny bit healthier. Okay, then you're going to add some mozzarella cheese. Now, I use the sliced mozzarella because y'all, this stuff is so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good and melty and just gooey and yummy. But if you don't have this, you don't want to get it, can't afford it, whatever the case is, shredded mozzarella will also work, okay? You just need some mozzarella cheese. So this, again, just like the pesto, I use the whole pack because I end up with like 2 little pieces left. So I was like, I'm just going to tear these up and split them up, because what are you really going to do with 2 tiny pieces of mozzarella? I mean, other than just eat them. So anyway, once you get this all your stuffing stuffed in there, you're going to fold these back the way they came, okay? And I was just looking there to see which was the top and the bottom. But you're just going to fold these back over, and they do fold over real easy, and they stay together real good. Now, of course, it's got a lot of cheese in it, so it's going to ooze out when you cook it. But for the most part, you don't really need to hold these together if you don't want to, you know what I mean? Unless you overstuff them, you know? But anyway, you're just going to keep going until you get all of your stuff put right back together. And y'all don't worry, I am washing my hands in between all these little steps y'all see me doing. So don't worry about that. I'm not going to give me or nobody else the salmonella today. All right. So when you're folding it over, just make sure if your stuff tries to kind of come out, just put it back in there. Now, I'm going to season mine with this buttery poultry blend. I'll get it out in a minute. From Kinder's. This stuff is so good on chicken, y'all. My son-in-law told me about it because I wasn't using it at first, and he was like, have you tried the poultry seasoning? It's so good. So I got some, and y'all, it is delicious. Now, it does give a little bit of a green hue, but that's just the seasonings in it. It's fine. And I'm not going to flip these back over to season the other side because they're just, they're kind of surviving on a wing and a prayer right now with all that stuff I put in the middle of them. So just get you a good amount of seasoning on the top, okay? Then we're going to put these on our little air fryer racks. And if you have a regular air fryer with just the little drawer, you can probably do 2 of these at a time. But you're going to need to cook these 390 degrees. Start out at about 20 minutes. Different air fryers are different, and the size of your chicken breasts are going to make a difference, but your chicken breast needs to be 165 degrees to not get us sick, okay? So just go by that, 390, 20 minutes, and then go from there, okay? And then this is what it's going to look like when they come out. And I was not mad at that little crusty piece of pepperoni on the end, because some crusty pepperoni is so good. Y'all, this is not dry at all. It is so ooey and gooey, and the flavors with that pesto and then your cheese and your pepperonis, it is so dang good. So you have to try this. All right, that is all I've got for y'all today, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.